Yeah, very well, thanks.
Um, just how did you enjoy Saturday? I suppose it was a comprehensive performance, 10 tries in an international.
Yeah, obviously it was good fun. Really good to get a start. Something I thoroughly enjoyed, getting that game time under my belt. We probably started a bit slow, and there was areas which we want to improve on. But on the whole, considering it's our first run out as a fairly new group, we're pretty happy. Obviously, we know we're going to have to build a lot and improve a lot to face Argentina this week. But yeah, happy with the first start.
And after the start, the first minute with what happened to Lee, the squad must have been devastated and that to react after that.
Yeah, obviously it's devastating for Lee. He's such a great bloke, and he's someone who's helped me massively on a personal level, on the pitch and off the pitch. The way he handles himself is, someone for me to look up to, is inspirational. So yeah, gutted for Lee, but I know the character he is, and I know how hard he'll be working to come back ASAP, and he'll fight for every day, and he'll come back stronger and he'll come back better, no doubt.
You, Callum, slightly different role this summer, starting obviously in the Six Nations. You were coming off the bench, something you're very used to with Bristol, obviously. How are you enjoying that role at the moment?
Yeah, obviously started last week, which was brilliant. Like I said, getting that sort of game time in the saddle is you can train as much as you want, but sort of getting out there and getting that game time is invaluable. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. Obviously, the Six Nations, I was learning a lot from Biggs, and again, those experiences and learning from someone like him was massive for me. But any chance I get to be able to start is massive and something I want to grab with both hands. But, there's plenty of competition here. So it's a big task to keep hold of that 10 shirt.
And Argentina and possibly Sanchez, what are you expecting from them?
Yeah, like I said, you look at their recent results last year and, beating the All Blacks and drawing with Australia. We know that they're a massive threat. They're probably one of the best sides in the world at the moment if you look at it like that. And, like you said, with Sanchez at 10, he sort of steers the ship, and, they got plenty of talent there. You look at their team on paper, there's world class from 1 to 15 and the bench. So, yeah, we know we're going to have to be at our best if we're going to beat them on Saturday. And, it's these are the games you want to play in. You want to play in these big tests. You want to sort of test yourselves against the best out there. So, yeah, we're buzzing as a group.
And in terms of personnel, you've got Thomas Williams inside you. You've got Jonathan Davis and Willis Halahalo outside you. How did you feel that went on Saturday?
Yeah, I love playing with Tommy because he's elusive. He plays what he sees, same as kids. Kieran Hardy, the pair of them are, they're so quick off the mark. They see a gap, they go for it. They're brilliant to play with. They're, in a fly-half stream. And playing with Jonathan Davis and Willis, their chat's constant throughout, and they're my eyes. And when you play with centres who are constantly speaking to you, constantly feeding new information, it makes my job really easy. So yeah, really enjoy playing with those boys.
Thank you, Callum. Good luck at the weekend, mate.
Thank you.
Hi, Callum. You look like, particularly when there were no fans and we could hear you buzzing around the field, barking orders and shouting at people. You look like I know it might sound odd, but you look like you really enjoy it and enjoy being out there and playing entertaining rugby. Is that at the front of your mind when you take the field?
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I'm sure my voice can get annoying at times. But yeah, no, I love it. I see every time you go out to the pitch as an opportunity to express yourself. And, obviously there's a time and a place to be chucking the ball around. There's a time and a place to be a bit more controlled. But, I want to go out there and I want to enjoy it, and I want the team to enjoy it. I want the fans to enjoy it because, I love rugby and, I love watching it as much as everyone else. So, yeah, if we can go out there and entertain, obviously it's more entertaining when we win. But yeah, we'll try and do that.
How did you find playing inside someone like Jonathan Davis, who's been around a very long time? Has he been kind of put a lid on it sometimes and telling you maybe don't push it here, maybe push it there?
Yeah, no, I think, with Foxy, he's been, like you said, he's been around a long time. He's played a lot of international games. He's up there with the best in the world. So, for me, every day, just training with him, I'm learning something new every day. And, he's been brilliant with me off the pitch as well. Like you said, obviously at Bristol, we play a kind of different brand to the international stage, which is fine. There's no problem. There's pros and cons to every single way you play a game. And yeah, obviously he helps me massively on the pitch because he's my eyes, like I said, and he's constantly speaking to me and in breaks and plays, constantly telling me what he sees. And then that's just up to me then to execute the play. And it's so easy when you've got centres who speak as much as Willis and Jonathan Davis, because as a 10, that's what you want, and it just means you've got to execute the role. So yeah, really enjoying playing inside him.
Yeah, how would you find that challenge then of kind of almost turning off the Bristol side of your brain and turning the Wales one on when you come into camp? How easy or difficult is that?
It's good fun, actually. I mean, you get the best of a lot of different worlds there because, at Bristol, it's learnings because at times we can shoot ourselves in the foot, but we'll back ourselves anywhere. And same with here. It's not completely different in terms of it's not like we have fear of playing here because Stephen and Wayne are all for, if you see it, you go for it. So in terms of bigger picture, there's not that many differences. But obviously, when you get to an international stage, you have got to be a little bit more pragmatic in terms of where you're playing on the pitch, and territory is key in a lot of these games. So that doesn't necessarily mean you kick everything, because you can still run and get territory. So it's kind of marrying up the two. It's not completely different to the way Bristol play. There's definitely some similarities. It's just marrying up the right decision at the right time, and I feel like I'm learning every day here.
Yeah, and just finally, how's it been coming into this camp? Because I know it may sound odd, but you're the most experienced fly half in the squad. So how has that been, with Dan not being there? Do you kind of feel like there's a bit more freedom or more responsibility maybe? I don't know.
I guess there's probably a bit more responsibility, not just on myself, but on plenty of the backs there, because you're missing the likes of Gareth Davis, Dan Bigger, Liam Williams, Josh Adams, George North, boys who are big voices in the camp and big voice in that back line. So I guess there's a bit more responsibility on myself to kind of make sure my voice is heard and get those points across, because the last thing you want is the boys to go quiet. So you want someone sort of constantly chatting, constantly talking. And I feel like I talk enough, even like when in the Six Nations, I'd still like to, if I had something to say, I'd still say it. I'm comfortable enough in the group to say that. But yeah, I guess this campaign, there is a bit more responsibility, but it's not just me. You're obviously, Jared's very experienced and he's a great player. So I'm also picking his brains, he's picking my brains, and if we can both come out of this a better player, then that's brilliant.
No, cheers.
Thank you.
Hi, Callum. I wonder if I could just almost pick up on that, because yourself and Jared, this is the first time at a Wales squad level it's been the two of you. Ben's a bit more flexible in his positioning. How far back does that rivalry go? We're presumably talking, Blues South, Blues North, pretty junior levels. Yeah,
it was a long way before that, actually. I remember playing Jared at under 10s. I was playing for St. Peter's and he was playing for Pontyclean. And we'd, everyone would say, oh, Callum v Jared, even at that age. So listen, we're really good friends off the pitch and we got on brilliantly. So it's great that we can have that sort of bit of banter, and on the pitch it's very competitive, but that's the way you want it. And it always has been with me and Jared on the pitch, where we'd go at it and, it'd be great competition, and off the pitch, we'd be great friends, having a laugh, having a bit of crack, and, that's the way rugby should be. So yeah, we'd like to think we're really getting the best out of each other, not just in this camp, but since we were 10 years old.
That's a long time. And as it went on up through the age groups as well, you made the decision to go over across to Bristol in England. Was that partly because he was there? The Blues seemed to be favouring him. Was that part of the decision?
No, I didn't go running scared from Jared. No, unfortunately. No, it was, like you said, it was Blues South and Blues North. So we weren't actually in the same team. We've never been in the same team before. It's always been separate, because he was obviously from Ponty and I was from Cardiff. But no, for me, the chance to go across the border was just literally just because obviously Millfield was such a great opportunity that I couldn't turn down. And then the Bristol just sort of happened from there. It was no cynical thinking on who's in the position of the Blues or anything. It was just sort of went with the flow, and that's the way it happened. And as it has happened, me and Jared have managed to get, plenty of game time over the years, and now we're in a Welsh squad together, which is, the perfect outcome.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking you were running scared of him. I was just thinking in terms of there was always a lot of going back. There was always a lot of criticism of the Blues. How on earth did you let Callum Sheedy go? And one of their answers was, well, we've still got this other kid who's going to be pretty good as well. So that was the thinking. But I suppose now that the two of you are together, you've stayed good friends all the way through. I suppose that helps you now with that rivalry in the Wales squad. Yeah, definitely. And I really enjoy watching Jared. When I'm watching rugby and the Blues are playing, I love it because I love the way he plays. And yeah, we've kept in constant contact, even when we weren't playing much at 19, 20 and we were third, fourth choices and wherever, we'd still always message and see how each other was getting on and stuff. So yeah, we've constantly kept in contact, which I guess is good, because it's easy when you play rugby, you play with someone and then you don't speak to them for a few years. But with Jared, I guess we see the game in the same way. We're quite similar players, and we both have the same sort of philosophy on how the game should be played. So we've always kept in contact, and yeah, we've always sort of seen how each other's getting on, and it's nice to be in the same squad as him now. Lovely. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Callum. Just one from me, if that's okay. With the way the season finished with Bristol, the acute disappointment of the playoff, was it good that you actually could come into a Wales camp almost straight away? It sort of gives you something else to focus on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the way it ended obviously was brutal, and I still kind of feel like I'm going to wake up and it's all going to be a bad dream. But yeah, to come straight into camp was brilliant, because there's nothing worse than if you have a bad loss and you have to sort of sit there and dwell on it for 6, 7, 8 weeks till the season restarted. So being able to come into a sort of new environment, new camp, refresh the brain and get back to work, because there's no time to sort of be feeling sorry for yourself when you come into an international camp. Otherwise you'll be, left a long way behind. So yeah, it was great to be able to come in and sort of refresh and get back to work, because kind of gets to take your mind off the club stuff and you're fully 100% in this sort of mindset. So yeah, it was good.
And just one, your mucker at Bristol, Harry Randall, he's got his cap. You must be thrilled about that.
Yeah, no, I'm buzzing for him. I was nervous watching him on Sunday. I felt like a proud dad almost, because I've seen him for years. He's been like my best mate at the club. So yeah, really chuffed for him, and I had no doubt he was going to be brilliant. And yeah, he was awesome. So yeah, really happy for him.
Thanks, Callum.
Thank you.
Sorry, I do just one more. I'm going back into history again. Sorry if that's okay. I'm just thinking, obviously you got that relationship with Jared, but you've also got a pretty long-standing relationship with Ben as well. You're pretty tied in with everybody.
Yeah, I'm actually good friends with his brother, Luke. He was in my year in school, and right through Corpus Christi we played together. For St. Peter's we played together, and Ben was in school. Ben's actually best mates with my best mate's brother. So it's all linked. We're all linked. So it's good to catch up with Ben as well.
Okay, thanks.
Who won the under-10s game against Pontyclun?
That's a big question, and that's headlines. I think I'm going to say yes, but Jared will probably say they did. It was a long time ago, but I do remember he stepped me and handed me off, and I still have sleepless nights about that. So I'm not letting him forget that one.
Yeah. Are you the most famous outside half from St. Peter's now, ahead of Mark Ring?
I'll say yes, but
Riggy will say no. Yeah,
Ring will say no way. He'll say I got a long way to go.
I just wondered, this year you've been able to play at the Principality Stadium for Wales in your home city. And I just wondered how special that had been.
Yeah, it's massive. And obviously my family being there on Saturday for the first time, or to see me play for Wales for the first time was unbelievable. I mean, it obviously feels real, but then when you get a crowd in, it just kind of just makes it feel extra special. Yeah. And that anthem, even with only 8,000 or however many was there, just goosebumps. It was just incredible. And yeah, one of the proudest moments of my life.
And of course, we step up a bit of class now with the 2 tests against Argentina. But then when you look to the autumn, I don't want to get too far ahead, but when you look to what's coming in the autumn with potentially a full house, that might be the crowning moment.
Yeah, but obviously autumn will be brilliant with a full house, etc. But it, like you said, it is quite hard to look too far ahead, because we're aware of the threats Argentina bring and, the class that they are. And, if we kind of take our eye off them, then we'll get stung badly. So, yeah, listen, the autumn will be unbelievable, but we kind of cross that bridge when we get there, and, full focus on Argentina. What's going to be a huge test on Saturday.
And you talked about learning from Dan Biggar. I just wonder what it's like working under Stephen Jones as well, because he presumably would have been one of your childhood idols.
Yeah, of course. And, it was a bit weird when I first met Steve, because, like you said, I've grown up watching Steve, and, his battles with like Ronan O'Gara over the years, they'd be my favourite games and stuff. And when I got to finally speak to him, I was a bit sheepish, because I couldn't believe it was actually him. And yeah, being able to work under him and, being able to sort of see his ideas on the game, his energy, his enthusiasm on attacking rugby, it really does rub off on the players. And, I've learned so much just from, the couple of weeks I've been in here. I learned so much in the autumn. I learned so much in the Six Nations. And, I definitely feel by working with, Steve and obviously Jenks usually, those guys who have played 10 for Wales at the, 100 caps or whatever, it just makes me such a better person, better player. And coming out with these caps, I definitely feel like I'm so much better from the start.
Great. We'll check in with Jared on the scores later on. Don't worry.
Let me know.
Thanks, fella. Well done.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.